ignition complete. So getting a little bit of an east influence. We do have some drift smoke on 29, but no visibility issues. I spoke with our local law enforcement about it. They'll be patrolling the road. Yeah, copy that.
Got it. One last idea. Let's just pull that filter out until we get backed up.
Yep.
Alright, so...
Yes, sir. Copy direct.
Big Blue trainee on Oasis.
Alright.
And I think we are ready to...
That filter is dirty. She's a good buggy. Sounds like herself again.
Pull it forward,
ball fell in. Now push it back. That ejects it.
I requested them at about 1 o'clock. They said it'd be about 20 minutes until they lifted.
A little bit lower? Yeah, okay.
When we're working really well is when we're communicating. And when we talk to each other and we help teach each other and we motivate each other and guide each other, I think that's when we work the best together. I came to South Florida because it has this reputation of being a pro-fire and pro-prescribed burn state even. And so South Florida really provided the opportunity for me to learn a lot about prescribed fire and to be a part of that community. Coming from the West, I felt like there was a lack of prescribed fire. We should have been burning more. And I hope that by me coming out here and learning this skill and learning how to, manage some of the fuels, I'm able to take some of those skills and then apply them out west in the future as I become more of a leader in land management. We're here to manage the land, and we have this responsibility as a human to do that.
From the moment I'm up to the time that I'm ready to implement the burn, or even when we're ready to close out the burn, I kind of have to think several steps ahead. So time, weather, making sure the personnel's ready to go.
As long as your winds stay lower, you should be fine.
Time and weather are the two big ones that I'd go to right out of the gates in the morning, and then I think about the majority of the day.
We're ahead of schedule. We're good. As long as that cloud cover stays off.
Fire being so dynamic, it has a tendency to catch you off guard when you think you got everything squared up. I'm always watching how the fire is going to affect the landscape, the pines, the prairies. I try to predict out, okay, I know the fire is going to be hitting over in the pines here. I'd like to make sure I've got the right kind of fire going in there, whether it's backing or flanking, or even sometimes a faster head fire.
Occasionally embers will, fall into the back of your shirt or, into your glove, or, I've sat on an ember before, it was awful. And so.
Sucked in an ash right through my nose right when you made me turn around.
When I was a kid, I lit my neighbor's field on fire, a total of about 20 acres. So I counted those, when I put on my resume. I got 20 acres of prescribed fire. Starting with the Forest Service out west, went to my first fire, and I knew right then. It's kind of like, you know, people say when they meet the love of their life, it was kind of like that. It was, wow, that was good work. That was hard work. I'm filthy. I feel good about myself. I'm doing something that's right. I'm comfortable with it. I'm in awe with it.
It's so vast and it's so diverse, it's hard to not be overwhelmed and humbled by the just diversity of the area. Fire is just an essential part to almost everything on the landscape that you see. No matter what role I'm playing, I always watch, you know, how fast it's moving through an area, how tall the flames are, how long the heat is sitting on the bottom of those pines or hardwoods, whatever it's doing. And that's what we've been trained to do, is to watch fire behavior and help that shape the way that we burn.
At Big Cypress, we're blessed to have some really cool equipment. Not only do we have our own agency ship that we can use for PSD operations or bucket work, but we have, you know, terror torches, spring guns that we can shoot, you know, PSD balls out with, or just a typical drip torch can. Using all of those together, you can really make a mess, or you can make a masterpiece burn, you know. You can have so much going on, the ship lighting in the air doing 20-something thousand acres while you've got guys on the ground with a torch and a terror torch and lighting off the road and timing, watching the PSD operation, fire coming back towards where you're at and sending fire back to it.
I don't want too big of flames, right? But at the same time, I don't want any heavy ground residence.
I'd say a lot of the mosaic is done from lighting with the ship in the air, targeting certain areas that you know will move through a certain way with the winds or the weather, knowing it'll hang up somewhere, say a cypress strand or dome. Creating a mosaic burn, it's not hard. And it's actually really one of the prettier burns. If you go and look at, you know, fly over it later on, it's not just this big sea of black.
I think that's what really got me interested in the job initially, was that I loved the fire ecology part of it, but I also really wanted to still do the operational side of things. And so this position here really allows me to get to play in both. I get to go out there, look at an area, and then go burn it, and then come back and look at it again, and I get to see the immediate effects. We're out there, you know, within a matter of a week or two after a burn. It's like a restart button, a little revival of life every time we burn, you know, just a few weeks after, and it just feels good to be out there. These plants, they're so diverse and they're so adaptive, and they truly benefit from the fire. You're just developing this resilient ecosystem.
My wife would ask me, she's like, why are you staring at the fireplace? I'm like, forgot I was even staring at it. You know, here's the flames just, you know, flickering in front of me and just holding my attention. Kind of does the same thing out there on the line. You know, you see those flames that are just moving out there. They're a life of their own.
I think why it works so well is because we have a diverse group of personalities and skills, and we're able to, you know, use everybody's strengths and then help wherever they need a little bit of improvement, and then we just all kind of function and work together really cohesively.
They always say that there's an element for some people out there, you know, some people are water, some people are land. I'd like to say fire's mine, you know.
I still learn something every day. You know, it really has become a part of my life that I don't know what kind of person I would have been without it.